Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my humble garage. In this video, we're going to cover a heartwarming, beautiful story about a selfless teacher that taught his students everything he knew about finance and set them up for a lifetime of success. This story really touched my heart. And shockingly, this story is about one of the biggest YouTubers out there in the finance sphere, Stock Mo. Let's go ahead and watch this story and let's cry together.
How I became a teacher is I wanted to be able to make a mark on the world. I wanted to help people. So I went back to school for another 2 years and got my teaching degree, and lo and behold, here I am at Montgomery, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. The importance of financial literacy cannot be understated. Financial literacy is something that every student in this country needs to understand and learn and master. I don't care if you're making minimum wage or if you're making $500,000 a year. It's not all about how much money you make. It is more about how you invest and save the money you do earn.
Stock Mo, despite our differences, I 100% agree with you. I think personal finance is a massive deficit in the knowledge base of the United States general public. And I firmly believe that everybody should have a financial plan and should understand the basics of personal finance. Now, I didn't expect this to come from you, Stock Mo, but after seeing this footage of you in your humble town, teaching children, being a good teacher, I can't help but respect you. So let's keep watching and see what Stock Mo taught these students.
It's very hard to keep kids' attention when you're teaching. I personally approach teaching with the idea of being very interactive, being personable. When I come to work, I don't come to work. I go see my second family. And that's not just a saying, it's the truth. I live by it. The Capitol Hill Challenge gave me as a teacher an opportunity to see a side of students I don't normally see. When you open a book, it can get stale. But this is a fluid situation in learning. These students, they are getting involved and they're competing and they want to be better. So they want to prove that our little school can be just as good as any school in the country. They come up and ask me for information, which is a nice change instead of me always having to dictate to them what they need to learn.
Wow. Let's learn more about this Capitol Hill Challenge that Stock Mo is talking about. So I pulled up this article here from the observatorial.com. And I instantly was drawn to a quote here. In just 10 weeks, you can turn $100 into $550. When Emma Freeman, a high school student in Lewisburg, Pennsylvania, was in Michael Krieger's 9th grade economics class, she won the state championship. In just 10 weeks, it turned $100,000 in game money into more than $550,000. I experimented with it as if I were a day trader, she explained. Wow, this competition is teaching young children how to be day traders. How beautiful. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. Anyone who can transform $100,000 into $200,000 in 10 weeks using only what they've learned in high school is simply lucky. Brookshire, a random person, stated. The next 10 weeks are likely to be less fruitful. The lesson will be that the more you do it, the more likely you are to lose. I'd like them to lose my fictitious money before they lose their actual cash. Seems like a reasonable quote to me, ladies and gentlemen. Ryan Minoski, Stock Mo, a former business instructor at Montgomery High School in Montgomery, Pennsylvania, questions the validity of this lecture. Ryan Minoski, Stock Mo, his teams won the National Capitol Hill Challenge Championship in 2016 and 2017, a stock selection competition sponsored by the Simfa Foundation. At least 12 times, his club has won the Pennsylvania Championship. All of these challenges inspired students to take extreme risks, which will result in extreme returns and extreme losses. And this is not the appropriate approach to invest, according to Minoski, Stock Mo, who operates a YouTube stock channel. Minoski students, like those on other high school teams, took out loans to sell shorts. They bought leveraged mutual funds at 3 levels with a 50% margin and severe volatility, which amplified the market moves 4.5 times. So apparently, Stockmo students in this competition won the competition by trading triple leveraged investment products and by taking out margin on those triple leveraged products. And while Stockmo does have a quote here saying it's extremely risky, he seems to have been okay with it with his students. Wow, Stockmo, what a great thing to teach your students.
For those that watch the channel, you know I'm an educator. I've been teaching for quite a few years. I've been doing investing and finance classes for kids and trying to teach them to really take over the world when it comes to investing. I had some students go out and do some wonderful things now. I have some that are out there brokers and financial planners themselves now, and some that are in some top educational institutions in the world working to get to that next step. So in all those years, we've done some wonderful things. We won back-to-back national championships when we competed in the Capitol Hill Challenge run by SIFMA.
Stockmo is not lying about this story. He actually was brought to the Pennsylvania legislature and was recognized along with his students for teaching them how to day trade with triple leveraged ETFs. I have never seen a more beautiful story in my entire life. Here is an excerpt from an article that I found on the Pennsylvania State Legislature website. The stock market challenge participants with us today include Ryle Stossberg, Gage Yon, Braden Strauss, Brendan Bailey, and Kaylin Geyer. Also with them is their longtime advisor, Ryan Minoski, Stockmo, of Montgomery High School. Ryan brings a wealth of knowledge of day trading to the group as he himself has been a financial planner and stockbroker for American Express Financial. His background has certainly proven very helpful to the students in this competition. I can't agree more, Stockmo. You have taught those students the pathway to success in their financial lives, and I cannot in any way criticize you for this.
In winning, they actually invited us down to Washington, D.C. to meet with members of Congress, and we got to go to the Senate building. We met senators. It was really cool. They even had a Subway restaurant in the basement of the Senate building.
Wow! A Subway restaurant? Oh my God, that's so cool! Oh my God, that's cool.
And they had a little like Subway trolley thing. It was cut in half. You just get in. It looked like a ride at a carnival you would get in, but it's been there forever, and I guess it goes over to the White House and back. But it was some pretty neat stuff. I even got to sit in the chair in JFK's Senate building when he was a senator. I got to go in his office, sit down there, meet some people. It was awesome. It was a really good experience. So we've taken the knowledge that I had as being a stockbroker and being a financial planner and given it to the kids and let them run with it. When it comes to the state of Pennsylvania and the challenges and tournaments we played in here, we've done some wonderful things there too.
Wow. After hearing that heartwarming story, I can't help but give Stockmo a round of applause. And not only did Stockmo teach his students to trade triple leverage ETFs on margin, he continues to do so on his YouTube channel. Let's conclude this video with a final lesson from Stockmo on how to properly invest.
So here we go, family. This is the kind of conversation. It makes me a little bit nervous because here I went out on a limb, took a big risk, and I'm going to share that risk with you. So since they're taking rates up, which ETF do I like for this? Which one should do well? And this is what we were talking about. We go to year to date, 46.73% down. It is the financial FAS. I know some people over the Patreon are with me on this one. And we had a good little run here. You can see from there, we were up